Hey there, Sagittarius. This is Joy with Joy to the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. I'm happy to have you here. Glad to have the scribes returning. And if you're new to this channel is about making our world a bigger, better, brighter, more beautiful place. And we're glad to have you be a part of it. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and out beside is a bell that you can ring for notification anytime new videos are posted, which is coming to be more often these days as I'm getting this all figured out. Meanwhile, we're going to tune in to what's going on here. And if you like this read, give it a big thumbs up, okay? So, first card out today is the Ace of Swords. We're going to take an intuitive peek into what is going on in this reward that you are seeking. There's something you've been waiting a long time for, very long time. And you've grown weary and tired of looking for what this reward could be. And so I have a clarifier card underneath. Let's take a look. It is the casket, something going out of your life or the end of a situation. So what I see here is really the end of that weariness, of that longing, of that searching, of trying to find out what is wrong with you. That's what you're telling me. Saggy, ain't nothing wrong with you. Not one sweet little thing, not one drop of yourself. The thing is about the chaos and the commotion of thinking that we need to be more than what we are. But really, we should work with the energy of who we are and begin the refinement in that, the intimacy with that, the activation of that, the delving into who we are and really deliciously enjoying every bite. Being able to see how we can play that energy out into this world to make it a better and more beautiful place for all of us, right? Because it should be a benefit to yourself, the one who's taking the action, as well as those around you, working for the good of all. Now, out beside this, I may do a few more cards, but I'm telling you, I was trying to shuffle and freshen, and things were already flying out. And this is the spread that came. Now, I'm new at looking at them just like you are. So let's see what we have going on next to this Ace of Swords. All right. So this ending is coming about, and therefore these energies are the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So you're telling me it's the end of the world as you know it. The way things have been, and not just how they have been. You had, showing me here, you had hopes and dreams of how things would work. And it was an endless cycle of the same old, is what you're telling me. And of course, as a definition of insanity is it's doing the same thing, getting the same results, right? And so this kind of, the universe has stepped in here, because I can see that Sagittarius is wanting to come in with some of our other cards when they're popping their way out. So as Sagittarius' Saturn is stepping into your sign, doing some work here, it's bringing the ending of that. It's turning the wheel. It's waving this magic wand of saying, more please, new dynamic, let's move on, that kind of a thing. And up above it, we have this card coming in. So right before I started, my phone fell and it dashed out these cards. So there's funny stories behind how this happened. So it's entertaining for me nonetheless. And I'm like, oh, so I didn't see you. You want to come out and speak? And it says gently. So here I would tell you to be gentle with yourself. This isn't a time to berate yourself, to beat yourself up, to grill yourself, to grate yourself, to give yourself the third degree. It's really time to release and to detox from the stress, to really let things flow and let things go is what I'm hearing. And along with it, this is one of the dashers that got knocked out by my phone. We have signals, we have answers, Loki gifts, divine answers, nourish, wisdom, strong connection. So what I'm really getting is for you to nourish a strong connection with yourself. Get back into who you are. Revitalize your preferences, your desires, your dreams. And oftentimes when difficulty comes in, or like this waiting, this longing, this searching, trying to perfect yourself, meaning trying to become more of what you're not, that can become weary, and we often trade our joy, the very essence of who we are, for something that we're not. And that's why it will go round and round and be futile and come up empty and dry, thus wrapping up with this casket, okay? So out beside the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, we've got a clarity card stepping in. This is number 11. All right, you're getting some insight. Your power is the Deer. Giving yourself an opening to return to who you are and how you are. This, well, You see Jupiter up there? That is your mind. Feed your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. So you're opening up this greater world, this bigger revelation of yourself, and following your infinite desire. That is the channel of who you are. And kind of how I come in here is to talk about our strengths and our zodiac placements, as well as the benefits of the planets, because there's enough out there talking about their shortcomings, how it's going to work against you, where you need to fix yourself, and that type of thing. So if you're needing to pick a bone with yourself, you can do that. But here they want us to reinforce what it's like to look at yourself with a new eye, to see your own beauty, to revel in it, and to shine and to radiate that glory into this world. So for you, it's in this case, on this time, you're saying to embrace it and to actually step back into it gently. Don't just go whole hog and full force, because it's about finding the new level with that energy that you have. Finding the tipping point is what you're saying. So of where it becomes just enough to too much. All right. So I would tell you to step into that energy again gently, and it awakens your divine earth. Some of you, being a fire sign, you need somewhere to feed that fire. And typically it's into an earthen sign or an earthen part of yourself. And I see someone, he's there waiting for you. He sees you like a firecracker. I love that. Fantastic. So up above in this general vicinity, we have the Hierophant coming out. Okay? Number 5 here. He's marching to a new tune. He's dancing to a new beat. He's turned over a new leaf. And he's really got help on his side, is what he's saying. So you got help on your side. That's what he's wanting you to know. He's bringing in divine order. Okay, aligning and working with Saturn here to move in your favor, and that makes sense. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw out your bent to really be engulfed by the beauty of life. But they're also saying this regulation is stepping in here to moderate it. Saturn's stepping in to want to moderate it to where you don't lose yourself in it. Okay. But you find who you are in it, and it rises you up. Yes, they say rises, not raises. It rises you up and lifts you up and undergirds you. Okay. And it provides you with support. Very interesting. For some of you, that's a double meaning right there. So now we're going to step into the heart of the reading. We have the Knight of Cups coming in. He says, have a cup, fill it up. And this one's one of really tender innocence, simple in heart. I see no disillusionment or deviation here going on. It's that lightness of heart. And underneath we have the flowers. That's happiness. So really remind yourself to be simple with things. I understand what Jupiter can be like, because he'll be like, and run another rabbit trail, and another, and another, and another, which is why I hadn't pulled out these extra cards that got dashed out by my phone, right? Is the other day I was doing a reading. Did I post it? Some of those check up from the neck ups I do for myself. Sometimes I post them. Sometimes they're just for me, because I need to read for myself just like I read for y'all, right? To keep this massive energy flowing and to keep the weight of it off my head. But in there, it was really talking about taking things in measure and rolling with that, and not being your own undoing, right? Okay. So up above the Knight of Cups, we have the Emperor crowning him and coming in to step in. What I see here, interestingly enough, okay, so you're wanting to go into the fourth state of matter, to enter into the fourth dimension. You're wanting to connect with yourself where you taste your own rewards. That's what you're showing me here, like the back of this card. Interesting. And that is the Nine of Discs. And to utter, complete, and total happiness is what you're saying. So it comes down to not running the rabbit trails ad infinitum, because it'll take you into another and another and another and another. But eventually they are all saying the same thing. And that's what had happened in that reading, is eventually they said, you can keep going for more cards, but they're going to keep building on the same message, the basic bones of this message. So what you see here is this orb. It's kind of like that power, holding that Jupiter in your hand, letting yourself put it in order, be the master of your domain, be in control of it here, and that will fill your cup, and it will nourish you, is what I'm hearing here. Which points back to signals. You'll know it when it nourishes you. You'll know it when you feel lighter and more energetic, not fiery and kinetic, okay? Because I understand that feeling. They're telling me there's a lightness to it, a lift to it. It's like eating to the point of satisfaction, not eating to the point of being full. Full will weigh you down and slow you down. Satisfaction is just on the other side of hungry. The moment you stop feeling hungry, you're actually satisfied. And that's what they're telling me about your appetite for knowledge, your appetite for bonding, understanding human connections, sociology, those sort of things, systems, energies, powers. So I love that Saturn's wanting to step in alongside your Jupiter. And when it does, you become the emperor. You become enthroned. You become stable and grounded. Fantastic. So as opposed to like all this kinetic energy, you become light. Not just light like a feather, you become light like this. You become this glowing robe of heaven that you have going on here. And it gives you manifest power. It gives you mastery and control of your mind. Mind control. Whoo! Word on that. Okay. I have strong Saggy placement, so I'm chewing on this one with you. And then next to the Knight of Cups, we have the Three of Cups. Working in harmony, really coming into that destiny and finding others who are called along your path. And in that case, we'd say kind of like soulmates. We ought to say soul fam, right? Your soul family. It's like if you feel like you like this message, you belong here. You're part of this. I call it the joy to the world family because we're people who want this world to be lighter and brighter, for everybody to know their assets and to feel their best, because we're supporting that and bringing it forward. Not, picking through bones, trying to find out the one little missing thing, because in truth, if it's not there, it's not meant to be there. It's not yours, okay? So here you have that tribe, that group, that family coming along, and beneath it, work, achievement, and success at the end. And we know their success is based in their cooperation, their coordination, their community, their communion. So it's bigger than just yourself. And that is what begins to be the power of Jupiter that you really salt in all the information. It becomes life application. It becomes this emperor order. And you know what you become? Here's what you become, loved one. Oh, the back of the card? No. I was shocked. I was like, wait, they look so much alike. Okay. You become the star. Look at this. Can you see the piece of the star? Coming and going. That is satisfaction. There's no heaviness. There's that lightness, like light as a feather, right? And there's that light, that brightness, that radiance, that shining, that connecting with your synergy, your inner source, your power. When your energy returns to you, it cycles. It cycles out from you and it returns into you. Okay? Kind of like this here. And that brings greater connections. You're telling me the more intimately you are connected to yourself, the more divinely connected you become with life. Look at this. I mean, look at what all is going on here through your channels. It's more than just chakras. It's coming into this dynamic that is otherworldly. So, let's see. Out beside the Three of Cups and the Star, we have, coming in here, this is Cosmic Tarot, okay? We have the Ten of Cups and the Two of Wands. In that pairing, as your confidence, your execution of who you are, meaning taking it from potential into actual, because that takes a conversion point. That takes being able to turn yourself over and turn over a new leaf and to discover and to follow the lure in the sense of wanting to taste more of what it is that you're tasting, seeking out that which has sought you. That it crowns you with glory. It really gives you this magnificence and it makes full use of who you are. And we're often not taught how to use ourselves. And there was this phrase that use it or lose it. And we'd think, like I used to teach some seniors. I would teach them their fitness classes, and they're like, oh, you got to use it or lose it. So in our mind, we think lost, like falling out, like gone, dismissed. But really, use it or lose it, meaning you're going to utilize who you are, or people around you are going to start using you. Okay? That is something that my guides in spirit had told me several weeks ago, and it rang the bell and it hit home. So it's like if you aren't leveraging yourself, it's going to fall into the hands of others, and then you're going to repeat that same ridiculous cycle. Okay, they're using stronger words, but we're not going to use that word on ourselves here. But anyways, and that will begin to bring you in to start a new day. It'll lead into this revitalization, but at first you hit kind of, I can see there's kind of a slump here. So we're not going to paint over that like it's anything else, okay? That sort of triggers you a little bit because you don't do anything to be great. You do it because you feel it. It animates you. Life moves through you. It's like the pulse in your veins. And when that kind of vibration passes through your mind, it makes you at a standstill for a moment. And you're like, well, when hell freezes over, and it makes everything stop, stagnate. You become blocked at that thought. But I know why, because out beside it, we have a divine animal oracle. We have the goat. And here, this one's mighty. It combines with like gorilla energy with me, a protector, not just only proficient at so many things. It's also that protectorship, the guardian of the home. And the home here is yourself. And the thing that he's coming to tell us here that you need to know is to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Because you are the only you. We are here to excel at being ourselves, to leverage our assets, and to, phase out our weaknesses. Not that we're not aware that they're there, but what we pay attention to will grow. Why do we want to grow our weaknesses if that's what they are? That generally, if we will let that go, we'll come into this community of complementary like beings, that there's someone that's an excellent friend who's fantastic at that. So not only do you get to engage in relationship with them and in community with them, but they get to contribute to your life. And of course, it's probably the same in their world as well, is that you're fantastic at something that they're kind of lackluster on. They're like, I'm so glad you're here. You're always great at this. I appreciate you. And that makes the world go round, right? So be your GOAT. Be the greatest of all time. Be the best you can be. And what comes in with that? Crowning the very top. These are my tea leaf oracles, is love. Okay? The tea leaf says, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And that's what comes in. And that's what we're each responsible for here as individuals, but also contributing to the collective, to the whole, is to be the best us we can be. Because in doing that, we make our world a better place. It makes it better for all because it lifts the burdens. It makes it light, makes it easy. When we stay in that higher vibration, it's not a mental thing, because that's what we were learning here. Jupiter standing alone is, you're like, let's put some Saturnian order alongside it. Put a little earthiness with that fire. And then things can begin to grow. Community can be built. This nourishment will begin to happen. And life will return. Interesting. Well, I love that. So let's get a card for on the way out you're wanting this. Okay. We're going to get an energy oracle, or how y'all will be stepping into your whole new world that you got going on of your awesome self. Come on. Don't play with me now. Let's get a card for how y'all will be stepping into the... Oh! I like it. Number 11. That means knowing yourself as you are known, seeing yourself eye to eye. And, of course, we have number 28. Stepping into that common victory. Not common like commonplace, but like unified on the same page victory. So we have cornucopia and victory. Look at that. And it's like, drink it in. Who says? Goat says. Yourself says, come on, it's time to shine. It's time to be great. It's time to be the star, to operate in order, to be able to facilitate your greatness. And it's not an arrogant greatness. I mean, we already saw the power of the mind being handled here. And then it comes into this divine order, this thing that's very stable, very grounded, very nurturing and whole. So, Saggies, I'm excited to have shared this time with you. I will be joining you on the other side of that lens, because when these go off, I sit back and I listen to them myself so that I can receive the message as well. One unique thing about a channeler is when these things are open, these things are closed. So I've had the message move through me, and now I'm going to sit over there with you and receive it as well. I hope this blesses us all. I hope you sleep well, you rest well, and you rise bright and shiny, fantastic. And you get up on this. Get up on your throne, Saggy. Well, this is Joy saying I love you. I believe in you. Bye.